We make all of our music together in the same room, even though we're from different cities, we're from different places. We make like an intentional, deliberate effort to get in the same room and craft our music, which is somewhat of a lost art. Like I'm sure we probably heard collab albums from artists that they probably didn't put very much of it together collectively. I mean, not to say that it's not good or whatever, but
because then you interview them and you think you're going to get cool stories about them being in the studio together.
Send me that one,
and then you realize like, no, they weren't even ever like. This is the first time they've hung out in the last couple of years. Yeah, definitely had that before.
So it's like a synergy between us as two very different artists, people from different places.
Yeah.
And whatever commonality we share is kind of what creates the magic of it all. But it is a vintage feel in the sense of, I don't know if I've struggled trying to name a true two-man rap tandem. There's a lot of people that have done duo collab albums, but it was probably a one-off. It was like they did one project and that's all you heard from them together. Some really good ones. But when I saw the clips drop and they hadn't dropped in 15, 16 years, A-Ball MJG is featured on the deluxe version of our album. They haven't dropped an album in 15, 16 years. We dropped our first one 14 years ago. So when I thought about like, we got to ask top 5 duos in 4 or 5 different interviews. And every group that we named, even when we named 10, like 5 each, all 10 acts were from before when we started.
Right.
So this is, even what we're doing is kind of like a lost, I won't say a lost art, but it's just not as common as it was in the 90s and, you know, into the early 2000s. Outkast hadn't dropped an album in over 20 years. UGK, obviously, you know, Pimp C passed in 2007. So it's kind of like, and we're Southern too, so I would fit that somewhere in the description. We're like authentically, like we're Tennessee rappers. He's from Memphis, I'm from Nashville.
Right.
So that's, I think we're true to that in terms of the roots. But I think bars-wise, lyrically, bar for bar, we, you know, put us in any category with anyone you call lyrical.
Do you think there's a lot of rap fans down south who love lyrics and real hip-hop and maybe don't feel like there's that much stuff that they really latch onto, and that you guys kind of fill that hole for a lot of people?
You mean like Southern fans that don't find it, that don't find the Southern entertainment?
I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on down south in terms of like different styles of hip hop, and I would say most of it's not super lyrical or conceptual, and that you guys might kind of land on something right there for that sort of like older hip hop audience, because so many people like age out of hip hop.
Right.
And I feel like you guys are kind of aiming at the people that might otherwise sort of be losing interest, perhaps.
Or maybe not in the case of losing interest, but just not having much of it, you know, much of a variety to sort it from. Kind of like going in the library and it's, you know, they got a huge science fiction section and they got a huge, biographical section, but they don't have, you know, the kind of deep thought or, you know, whatever it is you're looking for. You know, it's a smaller section. I do think we fit into the smaller section of Southern lyricists, especially current Southern lyricists, because, you know, like you said, it's a lot of different kinds of music going on right now. And in a sense, it's you know, lyricism is not like the most important thing as far as as far as Southern music goes right now. So, you know, I think we fit into that. I don't think it's not a necessity though. You know, we don't sit down and say, you know, let's make sure every person that hears it includes us in whatever kind of lyricist category they got. In real time, you know, he'll tell you, I don't really think about shit. We go in, we create whatever comes to mind comes to mind. I don't really think about what people perceive afterwards.
So whatever genre people are going to slot you into is kind of like a mystery to you. You just make it and it sort of ends up where it ends up.
Yeah, I mean, because even the geographical divide of it is less pronounced than it ever has been. At one point it was like East Coast rap, Dirty South, West Coast, like Midwest, these like it's less specific. Like Florida hip hop beats sound a lot like Detroit beats to me.
Mhm.
You know, if I was just like pinpointing a group of artists whose beats sound alike or
Right.
otherwise, it's a lot. The overlap is a lot greater.
Yeah, it's-
like
it's
what they
more
call
blurry.
drill sounds different, I guess, region to region. It's more, I guess, the content of the music, the subject matter. But it's all those lines are more blurry. So we just
Yeah.
kind of go for what we know. Like we had producers like, man, y'all should do some like boom bap shit when we were making the album, and bro was like, I don't know what the it is. Like, versus he's a highly skilled rapper. If you cut the beat on, he could rap to the shit or write
Right.
something to it. But it's not, for us, it's not as like, all right, we need to do this or we need to stay in this pocket. Even when you said slower, that just may be a preference thing. Either the music we came up on or the music we prefer to make. But I think the best shit comes from getting out of your comfort zone. So like up until now, until the 8 MJG feature, we never had a rap feature on our first 4 projects. And we had vocalist. Kevin Gates was featured on one, but it was a singing hook. It was a melodic hook. And it's just kind of bringing in people to play to what we don't do naturally. You know, understanding there's a pocket for it. Like we're not really like against anything sonically or musically. It's just some of it is like experimental even, but we don't sit and say, all right, we're this, so we gotta only do this. That's kind of limited creatively. But
Yeah, because I mean, you guys both haven't been through the major label thing. Do you have all these memories of them trying to basically like shovel you into weird combinations with other artists and shit? Because that back in the 2000s and shit, that was just everything.
I mean, that's what record labels do. They label records.
Yeah.
So if your label is known for these kind of records and that's what works, they're not. I mean, they're really doing their job to try to push you in that direction. Like I think producers, it's their job or A&R to sort through that and navigate, push artists a certain way. But I think going through them situations, each of us learn how self-sufficient we truly are or could be. Because the same way it's like, oh, we need a club record, we need a single. While I was chasing that, I discovered how much people were connecting to different type of records that would have never got chosen within that system. And I was like, maybe I would have been better off just going at it and trying to put my best music out and letting people react, receive, and whatever else.